Hi, everyone. I'm Bonita from Pennies to Dollars. I'm early retired and I live frugally. I'm not old enough yet for Social Security, so I'm living on a low monthly income and I'm also saving wherever I can. If these topics interest you, I hope you will stick around. We also venture out into other topics as well that has to do with the changing of the seasons. And today that is going to be one of those videos. I feel like there are so many chapters in our lives, and a lot of them we're excited to start the new chapter, and sometimes it's sad when we end a chapter. Maybe when we're in high school, we're so excited to get out on our own. But maybe when we're later in life, we look back at high school as being one of the best times of our lives. Getting married, having children, raising them, watching them grow up and move away, and then being here with an empty nest. That can be a whole new chapter. And I am in one of those chapters right now where I retired a little over 2 years ago. And this new chapter was one that I was very excited about. I was excited to go into having my own free time, create my own schedule, and not have my schedule already pre-planned for me every single day. When we have that schedule for so many years of our lives, sometimes having a schedule free can be scary for some people. And then other people like me are excited to have our slate wiped clean. There are so many chapters in our lives, and some of them have been harder than others. There was the chapter of not having goats anymore. I had goats for probably 25 years. And when the last one passed away, we decided not to get any more animals because we wanted to be able to travel and not be tied down at home. So some of those can be bittersweet. Some of those can have great memories, and yet we know that that part of our life is not going to replay itself. Another one for me was we sold fireworks for 22 years. My kids did. And I helped them with the stand. And letting that go was also very hard because it was a part of our routine. It was a part of something we did every year on that holiday as a family, and letting that go and realizing that the kids were grown up and that that was not ever going to happen again, that was kind of sad. But as we go into retirement and we look at maybe the ending of a job or a career, that can be hard for some people. But for other people, that can be a blessing. Maybe they've been overstressed, overworked, and so tired and so busy. And they're really looking forward to not having all of those demands on them. Sometimes we go through chapters where we lose people in our lives. Maybe they're still alive, but they're no longer a part of our lives. Or we lose people and we think back to the times that we had with them, and it can make us sad, but thankful that we had that time. So many chapters, so many things that we as humans deal with. And going into retirement is just another one of those chapters. So if you're getting ready to go into retirement, leading up to retirement can be so exciting. Some of the things that I did was count down the days on a calendar, and that helped me stay focused every day. It helped me not get pulled into the workplace drama because I knew on my calendar how many days left I had to go through this and whether or not it was even worth starting something or getting involved in something when I knew my days were almost up. But I moved in silence. I didn't tell anyone that I was retiring. I quietly planned behind the scenes. I paid off my bills. I increased my savings. I tracked my budget, and I quietly prepared for when I would be ready to put in my notice. And about 2 weeks before I was ready to put in my notice, my boss actually came up and told me we were all getting a $3 an hour raise. That was huge. And I thought about it for less than 15 seconds in my head. I didn't say anything. I told her that was great. But when she walked away, For about 15 seconds, I thought, is that extra $3 an hour worth me staying? I'm overworked. I'm stressed out. I'm tired. I'm hurting. I'm having all kinds of health issues. Is this job really worth that? And it took me less than 15 seconds to realize that this was an end of a chapter, and I was ready for that. We have all types of chapters in our lives, chapters with pets that mean so much to us and have become part of our family and maybe like our own babies. And then we have chapters in our lives where maybe we are caring for our parents, or if you're like me, I have moved on to caring for siblings. And those chapters are tough, especially if we don't have anyone going through them with us or anyone that understands how much pressure and responsibility this puts onto us in our retirement. So I just want to encourage you that if you are at the end of a chapter that maybe was one of the best times in your life, don't feel discouraged because the best could be yet to come. And that's how I looked at retirement. Yes, I enjoyed raising my kids. I enjoyed going to their ball games and having a busy schedule and them having events sometimes 4 to 5 days a week. I enjoyed all of that. And when they moved away, it was sad and it was hard and it was a big transition to watch them go on with their own lives, make their own schedules, get busy on their own. And sometimes it felt like mom was not involved in that. But that's the way it is supposed to be. They are supposed to live their own lives, and we are supposed to be a support system and a fond memory, and we are supposed to be involved in their lives when they need us and when they have time for us, but we're also supposed to let them live their own lives. And that transition is very difficult for many of us. But when I looked at retirement and I looked at the freedom that it brought me the freedom to be able to travel, to go any time of the year, to be able to save my money easier. I had no one left in college. I had no one left in high school. I had no one left that I was buying clothes for and trying to help them pay for all of these different things they were involved in and paying for all of that. And I realized how much money that would open up to me to actually be able to start living my own life and choosing some things for me. And that was an exciting time as well. I was able to start paying off all of my debt, saving money, and planning for things that I had always wanted to do, but I had never had the time or the money. But being an empty nester made all of those things possible. So if you are looking at retirement, I just want to again ensure you that this chapter could be the most exciting chapter of your life. You don't have to be an armchair retiree. You can get out there and enjoy your days, enjoy your time, do some of the things that you have wanted to do, because this might just be the best chapter of your life. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope you will follow me for the next one. Have a great day.